59 on your Thursday morning drive. In some cases, it's blinding sunshine, and others it's fog. So a little bit of everything out there for the morning commute, I suppose. Southbound I-5, pretty busy crossing the interstate bridge. 26 minutes now gets you in from Main Street to I-405. And over on the west side, you've got a sunset commute that is staring right at the sunrise. And right now, that's 35 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough. Rod?
Well, coming up on 8 o'clock here in seconds, I think it's safe to say at this point, most of us, nearly all of us, are just waking up to clear skies with sunny skies. Here's downtown Portland. You see the brightness off of the downtown cityscape. It's chilly, 41, winds are light. Here is the one fog pocket that we are finding, and Chris has been talking about this going into the Jansen Beach, Delta Park area. This is, well, you can't see the Columbia River or the interstate bridge, so that is basically zero visibility for commuters crossing coming out of Southwest Washington. This will be a partly cloudy afternoon and a nice day with a high of 62.
Now is the time for us to model being brave rather than staying silent and hoping things will be okay.
Right now on KGW Plus, Portland's City Council unanimously votes to codify the Rose City as a sanctuary city and implement a new Protective Portland initiative. Plus,
so there's tremendous pressure on this three-judge panel to get a decision out, and not just a yes or no.
A federal judge doubles down on blocking the National Guard's deployment to Portland, but that could change as we wait for what could be an overriding ruling on deployment from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Also coming up,
we're getting rid of a lot of things that we never wanted.
The government shutdown stretches into week 3 as a judge steps in to block the Trump administration from firing thousands of federal workers, at least for now. And later.
Left center field, headed back there,
goodbye! Yeah, very good start to the Mariners game last night in Seattle with that 2-run homer, but things went south from there. We're going to recap Game 3 of the American League Championship Series, and we'll also look ahead to Game 4 tonight between the M's and the Blue Jays. The 8 o'clock hour of Sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. And as we bring Chris and Rod into the mix here, I want to point out I've been sitting next to China all morning in this white sweater. Very nice white sweater. But I looked at the monitors out in the newsroom a few minutes ago when China was on TV alone, and it's very bright on TV. It's very bright, gang, so I feel like I should probably do this hour with my shades on because it's very bright. It's a very bright look. Rod?
Is that a backhanded compliment?
No, it's a nice sweater.
Yes.
It's just a bright sweater.
Yes, it is,
It's
Chris.
bright.
I like the red shades, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Very becoming, Mr. Carney. Here's our Chehalem tasting room camera in Sherwood. Boy, I've spent the last several hours looking for fog, and for the most part, I've failed. We have that fog that's along the Columbia River, but other than that, it's mainly just clear up top, and it's chilly. It's 36 out in Chehalem. Winds are light. Here's downtown. Again, that's mainly clear. Winds are light, 41. Out at the airport, again, we do have fog for you commuters coming across the interstate bridge, but coming into downtown, you'll be out of the fog, as you just saw. This afternoon, instead of clear, it'll be partly cloudy. Still really nice, light winds, 62 degrees. Here is Mr. McGinnis.
It's awesome. The morning drive, not in bad shape, but we've got, well, let's pick your poison here. You've got bright sun glare if you're east or southbound, or in some cases, fog. There's some of the fog that we've been watching in North Portland, which is adding to some of that slowing with your I-5 drive. Not disproportionately so, but right now 25 minutes the drive time to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Over on the west side, the camera here at 217 is actually pointed to the west, so as a viewer, we are spared what the drivers here are facing, which is another morning with a blinding eastbound commute. Again, all week long with the position of the sun angle and the timing of the commute, it is lining up perfectly with the sunset. So those drivers are staring into that blinding sun, and right now the drive there is 36 minutes from Brookwood Parkway to downtown. True? China?
Thank you, Chris. Portland city officials are pushing back against the Trump administration's immigration policies.
At a city council meeting last night, city leaders approved 2 measures they say are designed to protect residents from immigration officers. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live here from City Hall. So Thomas, let's get into what exactly these measures do.
Yeah, well, guys, the first one denounces President Trump's push to deploy federal troops to Portland. It also creates a framework to respond to federal overreach. The second codifies Portland as a sanctuary city. Under these ideas, the city would try to determine how the federal government is enforcing President Trump's policies and see if they're surveilling Portlanders. The city will also create a rapid response plan for immigration raids and create an information hub with resources for residents concerned about the impact of federal immigration enforcement. Citizens can also report federal officer violations to the city.
Now is the time for us to model being brave rather than staying silent and hoping things will be okay.
As leaders, I believe it is incumbent upon us to use every single tool we have to stand up for our community.
Now, last night's vote comes as President Trump has pushed to send National Guard troops to Portland for weeks to protect federal buildings like the ICE facility. Trump officials have said that facility is under threat from protesters. The plan to send in troops has been tied up in court. We're still waiting on a decision from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals about that. At the city council meeting last night, around 70 residents from Portland got up and spoke, giving their thoughts to the city council. Many of those people were in support of both of these measures passed unanimously by Portland city councilors. Drew, China.
Thomas, thank you. In the meantime, a federal judge has extended her order that temporarily blocks President Donald Trump from deploying the National Guard to Portland. Judge Karen Emmerget's restraining order was set to expire this weekend, but will now remain in place for another 2 weeks. This comes as we await a ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court, which heard an appeal by the federal government around Emmerget's decision last week. Stay with KGW for the latest surrounding Portland's ICE facility and the possible deployment of the National Guard to the city. We'll bring you updates on KGW.com, on the KGW mobile app, and right here on our free TV app, KGW+.
A Southeast Portland standoff that lasted more than 3 hours left an armed suspect with life-threatening injuries. Police say the man refused to come out of a garage in the Brentwood-Darlington neighborhood near Southeast 72nd and Sherritt. Officers were helping U.S. Marshals serve a warrant on the suspect. They deployed gas to try to get him out of the garage, and they say at some point the man started shooting. When officers finally got inside the garage, they found the man had shot himself, and he was taken to the hospital. Police say the officers did not fire any shots. We also have this reminder for you this morning. If you or someone you know is struggling, help is available 24/7 by calling 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
A group of 135 legacy health workers voted to authorize a strike. The group includes physician associates, nurse practitioners, and clinical nurse specialists. They say one of the key issues is uncompensated work. Their union says workers often perform unpaid tasks that are essential to patient care. Legacy Health told KGW that it will continue to engage in good faith bargaining with the workers. Meanwhile, roughly 4,000 local Kaiser healthcare workers continue their strike this week. They walked off the job on Tuesday and plan to continue striking until Sunday, pushing for better salaries and staffing.
All right, taking a break from the news headlines to talk about the Mariners here. They play Game 4 of the American League Championship Series tonight in Seattle. They're looking to put Game 3 behind them. Things did start well last night with that first inning homer from Julio Rodriguez, but things did not end well for the M's. The Blue Jays scored 5 times in the third inning. They had 18 hits. That's a lot. And they wound up winning 13-4. That's also a big number. But it is only one game. You have to win 4 to advance to the World Series, and Mariners fans say they are very much optimistic still.
I think we'll be all right. I mean, look how we played in Toronto the last 2 games. And you know, this is them coming off a day of rest, coming over to Seattle too, though. You know, I'm pretty excited for what we have as, you know, a Mariners team. I mean, just for it being the ALCS is pretty cool, and just for the chance to play for the World Series is awesome. So I'm pretty, you know, I'm still pretty optimistic. We're still up 2-1, so that's good.
Yes, you're right. They are still up 2-1 in the American League Championship Series. Game 4 is tonight. Game 5 is tomorrow. Both games at T-Mobile Park. So the Mariners do have a chance to clinch a berth in the World Series at home still. Just got to win tonight, and you got to win tomorrow night. It's that easy, China.
That easy. All right, your time now is 8:08. Bella Organic, a family farm on Sauvie Island, has just unveiled this year's corn maze theme as Human Rights for All. Bella says that message stays true to their farm roots. The family says that the farm was founded by an immigrant more than 40 years ago and that it's still run with the same sense of love and purpose.
Rob, we've got some dogs of the day that speak to that corn maze.
We do. So these dogs call the farm home, the Bella Organic Farms home. You're looking at Bella and Buddy, and they are dressed up for the pumpkin patch season as pumpkins there. And a reminder, if you want your dogs featured on our show, it's simple. Just use that email address, dogoftheday@kgw.com. Send in your dog's names and photos, and they will become our dog of the day. Isn't that easy, guys?
That easy, Rod. It is just that easy.
I think I want
right.
I think I want to dress up Barry for Halloween.
Who's Barry? I don't know who Barry is.
Oh, sorry. Barry is my new son, my golden retriever.
Yeah.
He's my son. He's a 12-week-old golden, and I want to do the Halloween costume with him.
All right.
Like a hot dog or something.
But China Green, I'm being dead serious now. Use that email address, dogoftheday@kgw.com.
Can't you just
submit Barry's photo, and Barry will be a dog of the day?
I'm just going to text it to you.
Oh, well, okay. If you do that, I'll make it happen. I will. All right. Here's a look. I've had my dog as our dog of the day before, Maximus. I have a golden as well. Maximus had his 10th birthday back on October 3rd of this month. Here's a look at one spot that is foggy. This is not in the valley. This is Sun River Resort, the camera back of their lodge. They've got temperatures right around freezing. It looks like some light frost on the grass. Otherwise, much of Central Oregon, if you're going to be spending time today, is waking up to just sunny skies, and that fog should clear. Sun River should be in the 50s today with some sunny skies.
God.
Okay, so we were looking for fog, and we haven't found much. This spot can be really foggy, but not this morning. The Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club out in Low in Washington County, 41 degrees. We thought maybe the Salem State Capitol would be sitting in the fog. Did not happen. Clear skies, 39. Chilly morning, but no frost. And here are the other temperatures. Portland is sunny, 41. Up in Kelso, 35. I don't have eyes on you folks, but the observations say that you are waking up to sunny skies as well. There's 31 in John Day and 25 in Burns. Our weather map today is all dry. It's not going to be clear this afternoon. We're going to see some increasing cloud cover, but still partly cloudy, or maybe eventually mainly cloudy up in Astoria. But a nice day. Light winds reaching 60 or better in the valley. 62 in Bend. The show Sun River gets up to 60 actually. And then 50s out east to about 60 degrees. We have that chance of a trace of moisture tonight, but basically, we're dry until rain comes in Saturday overnight into a rainy Sunday morning. That shower chance ends early Monday morning, and then that's it for a couple of days. Here's Chris.
Rodney, thank you for that. Let's get you out the door here. Where do we want to go? Let's go, I don't know, we'll start behind door number 3. That is the drive-in from the west side, and it's thick with the sun right in the driver's eye. Again, a week-long eyeball meltdown here with the drive into the sunshine. 36 minutes now, that trip in from Hillsborough. I want to take you out there because you can see once again that out near Bethany the sunrise just lines up perfectly with the inbound Sunset commute. So that's what drivers are dealing with on that side of town. Same story on the Banfield. There's your eastbound commute. So heading south and east, you've got the sun glare. Heading any other direction, not bad. 22 minutes gets you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. True, China?
Thank you, Chris. All right, every year here on Sunrise, we do this.
Oh, geez. Is this what you're laughing about?
Yeah, we go to Goodwill to show you how to dress up for Halloween or how not to.
Yes,
for
my sweetie.
using thrifted items. And while some had some interesting costumes over the years, Drew is sitting this one out.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
I can't remember. Oh, let's focus on the good
does it
stuff.
Way better. We have Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson taking over the job with tips on how to save money on your costume this year. She is so groovy.
Yeah, groovy, baby.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On weather impact alert days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The most terrifying thing about all of that is watching these boys. Rod,
You can't see Rod, thankfully, but yes.
I don't know
we
what
danced
that
to that
was.
little Halloween tune. Watch yourself, Rodney. Watch yourself.
Okay. Oh.
Oh!
He's going to hurt himself. Okay.
Focus.
We are
Focus.
just 15 days away from Halloween. This morning, we're bringing back an annual segment we love here on the Sunrise Show.
Yeah, this is a segment where we go to Goodwill and we do some Halloween costume shopping, and we do it on a budget. And this year, the assignment for costume shopping belongs to one Corey Johnson. Yeah, baby.
She's into it.
Going
There
back
you
to the 1960s with that
Movie.
look, my friend.
Wow.
You remember that?
Yes, I do, actually.
Yes. Absolutely right on, brothers and sisters, back in the studio. Yeah, it's all peace, love, and costumes here at Goodwill this morning in Southeast Portland, where we're talking all things affordability. I mean, we have so much in the way of costumes, including what I have on right now. Houston, we don't have a problem in the way of costumes because you've picked some great ones for us. Let's talk about how much these cost.
Oh, so my NASA onesie is $6.99, and your costume came in a bag, and then I added a fun little, the glasses and the earrings, and so $9.99.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I've been here with Haley all morning with Goodwill, and she's been showing me all of these great affordable costumes. Some of them still pretty new and in the package.
Yeah.
I mean, at any other store, this might run $40 to $60.
Correct.
But here, I mean,
only $9.99.
$9.99. And so affordability is definitely the name of the game right now for a lot of families. It's important, but also it goes towards a mission if people donate money and buy a costume.
Absolutely. So yeah, when you donate to Goodwill, when you shop at Goodwill, you're helping other people in our communities learn skills, whether they're computer skills or English language skills, just to get the training that they need, and then we help you find the job that is meaningful for you in your life.
And then sustainability is also another
huge
important factor
part of it.
as well.
Yes, because you're giving items a second chance at life, and that's really important to the environment. So yeah.
And I mean, my favorite costumes are being found here, including Tickle Me Elmo. This is our photographer, Eric Patterson, who's joining us right now in his Tickle Me Elmo
Halloween is
costume.
fun.
Halloween's fun. You
Yeah.
can be a part of everything. You can be an astronaut. You can be Elmo. You can be a wild flower child drew in China. You can be whatever you want, and you can support a good cause.
Yes.
So we've had fun all morning
We've
here.
had a great time.
We're going to send it back to you guys. I don't know what you guys have planned for Halloween, but I think I may snag this costume. And
Corey, my goodness. Corey, I do have HR on the phone right now. So they're saying to just step away from Eric Patterson. Just step away from Eric Patterson, okay?
it's all
keep
peace
him
and
at a
love,
safe
Drew.
distance.
It's all peace and love. It's okay.
Okay.
Put the tiny
Corey
hands
says it's
down.
fine. My goodness, Eric Patterson making his way into those live shots like only Eric can.
Yeah.
A little creepy this morning.
Very creepy.
So again, the bottom line, if you're looking for a cool costume but don't want to spend a lot of money, Goodwill is definitely an option for you, and you definitely help people in our community when you shop at Goodwill.
I always think it's fun to go there and close your eyes and just pick.
Oh my goodness, yeah. You would do that? Come on.
Yeah, it'd be
And stick
fun.
with the pick?
As long as I could put something warm under it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta know what I'm getting myself into.
That's a little dangerous, China girl.
I think that is a little dangerous. China's, she's willing to go places Drew and I aren't willing to go. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
We've got some clouds out here off of the coast. This is what's coming in tonight that may or may not bring us a sprinkle or a trace of rain. Best chance of even that is probably Long Beach, Astoria, Kelso, Longview. And other than that, I mean, we're basically dry until Saturday night. So you got today to be outdoors, working, playing. You have Friday, you have Saturday. You wake up Sunday morning, it should be raining. No weather-related issues this morning, other than a few fog pockets. Earlier I showed you the fog over at Sun River Resort. We've been looking at the fog along the Columbia River coming in from Vancouver and the Interstate Bridge. But other than that, our cameras basically show sunshine. There's the sun and really the fall colors are just getting better and better, aren't they? This is Providence Park's camera. Looking out over the stadium, 42 degrees is the number there. It's 38 in Astoria. Back down near freezing. You folks have been right around freezing, give or take, for around 3 mornings in a row now. As you know, up in Cowlitz County, that's the airport in Kelso at 34. Portland 39, 36 Pendleton, 20s out in Baker City and Burns. Here's a look at our Futurecast movie. Basically sun today in the morning, and then some increasing cloudiness passes this afternoon. We're not going to cloud over in the valley, just be partly cloudy instead of clear. There are the thicker clouds we'll wake up to tomorrow morning where there may be a trace of moisture around. But then we get increasing sunshine during the day on Friday, and your Friday night looks to be really nice as well. Fast forward to the rain coming in, not Saturday evening, but Saturday overnight into Sunday morning. And this still shows from Lincoln City northward 3/4 to an inch of rain. Still shows potentially that we could see about a half of an inch of rain between Salem and Portland and getting up into southwest Washington. All right. So at the coast today, nice day here too. Haven't seen the fog pockets. Increasing cloudiness coming of temperatures in the upper 50s to about 60. I've got Portland at 62 again. Dry through Saturday. The rain we talked about Sunday, 56 degrees. That shower chance ends Monday morning, and here is Chris McGinnis.
Good looking forecast, Rod. Thank you for that. I found another fog pocket. This one's on the other side of town. This is I-5 near Boone's Ferry. Not bad, but just to let you know, we've been looking for it all morning. We found another one. The I-5 drive from Wilsonville, about 38 minutes or so to get you from Wilsonville Road. All right, here's a quick check of the sunset. Another morning with the sun right in the driver's eye for that eastbound commute. And from Murray to downtown, that's pretty slow as well. Almost 40 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough to I-405 at last check. Much more sunrise rolling on after the break.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
This is week 3 of the government shutdown, with the Trump administration saying more than 10,000 government workers could soon face layoffs.
However, a federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from firing those employees. NBC's Alice Barr has the details from Washington, D.C.
Hi there. The judge's ruling gives federal workers some protection, but only temporarily, as a lawsuit filed by 2 unions keeps playing out in court.
As the government shutdown drags on, the stakes are ramping up.
We're getting rid of a lot of things that we never wanted.
And prompting a new legal battle. A federal judge temporarily blocking the Trump administration from laying off federal workers during the shutdown, even as White House Budget Director Russell Vought promised to pick up the pace from the 4,000 already cut this shutdown.
It could grow higher. I think we'll probably end up being north of 10,000.
Vought is a longtime advocate for shrinking the federal government, and Democrats argue the new threats are a continuation of his plan all along.
These employees have been traumatized, in Russ Vought's word, by this administration since Inauguration Day. These are illegal firings.
2 unions sued to prevent the firings that a federal judge in California has now agreed are illegal, writing in part that the Trump administration has, quote, taken advantage of the lapse in government spending and government functioning to assume that all bets are off and the laws don't apply to them anymore. As the fight grows from the courts to Capitol Hill, where Democrats and Republicans are deadlocked over how to reopen the government, everyday people are suffering. Food banks seeing a surge in need. Workers at this one in Alabama describing the struggles of one federal worker family.
They're not getting a paycheck, and this has never happened to them before, and they were embarrassed and humiliated and terrified.
Real-world impacts with no end in sight.
The judge who temporarily blocked the firings also accused the Trump administration of attempting to punish the opposing political party, while Justice Department attorneys arguing for the administration sought to make the case that losing a job is not an irreparable harm. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Thank you, Alice. Here's a look at some other national headlines with your morning rush. Dozens of reporters turned in their badges and walked out of the Pentagon yesterday instead of agreeing to government-imposed restrictions on what they could report on. News outlets almost unanimously rejected new rules imposed by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. The rules would leave journalists vulnerable to being expelled if they plan to report on information not approved by Secretary Hegseth for release. Meanwhile, the family of Oscar winner Diane Keaton confirmed her cause of death, saying the actress died of pneumonia. She was known for so many roles, including her parts in The Godfather and Annie Hall. Keaton was 79 years old. We've got this crazy video to show you from Illinois. It shows a grain elevator collapsing there yesterday. Farm workers had to run away from the collapse as dust filled the air. Thankfully, we can tell you that no one was hurt. And that's a look at your morning rush.
Still ahead in our next half hour, the latest on the member of Portland's unprecedented brass band after they were arrested by federal officers during a protest outside the ICE facility last week. Then, a celebration of culture and connection. The Oregon Origins Project is kicking off its new season with a performance honoring the Nez Perce tribe and their ties to Oregon's land.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus, the KGW Plus TV app. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Good morning, I'm Drew Carney. A group of 135 legacy healthcare workers voted to authorize a strike. So this group includes physician associates, nurse practitioners, and clinical nurse specialists. The union says the workers often perform unpaid tasks that are essential to patient care. Legacy Health told KGW it plans to continue engaging in good faith bargaining with those workers. All right, Rod, let's talk about your forecast.
Lots to talk about fog. Chris has shown you some of it. I've shown you some of it, but probably 98% of the area, maybe 99%, is just absolutely clear. There's the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club out in Aloha. It's a chilly morning, 41. Winds are light. There, well, we're looking straight down at the river. I don't know how that happened, but there's fog over the Columbia River from the Vancouver at the Springs waterfront camera. It's been foggy across the Interstate Bridge. 41 now. This will be a partly cloudy afternoon. Still really nice. Light wind, 62 the high. Don't forget there could be a trace of moisture tonight, but basically we're dry until that rain arrives Saturday overnight into Sunday morning.
Good morning. What is that?
Well, I knew it's the Mariner Moose. I don't know about the fish there.
Yeah, so while all eyes are on the Mariners game later today, it's also a special day for another member of the team, that thing. The city of Seattle has declared today Humpy Day as the city rallies behind the team ahead of tonight's Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. The proclamation celebrates Humpy the Salmon.
Humpy the Salmon.
Humpy the Salmon.
Yes,
Okay.
let's clarify that.
All right.
Humpy is the underdog mascot of the Mariners mid-game salmon run race.
Okay.
Now I get it.
And went viral after 165 salmon run losses.
Wow.
So it burst through the schoolfish to win for the first time ever last Friday. Humpy won for a second time during last night's game as a mascot tried to, lift fans' spirits during the Blue Jays blowout.
Wow.
Go ahead, Rob.
I have a question. I hope you know the answer. You may not.
Probably not.
I'm watching the game last night, but my family was doing some things in the living room, so I didn't have the sound on. And they kept showing the Mariner fans with these tennis shoes on top of their heads.
Rally shoe. It's been a thing. But
The
hold on.
rally shoes.
Just want to let people know that the Mariners take on the Toronto Blue Jays again tonight at T-Mobile Park at 5 p.m. That's a live look right now. Looks like it's going to be a good day out there right now, but
yeah, weatherwise.
So now the
rally shoes.
yes, that became a thing years ago.
It's very
when I worked in
unique.
Seattle.
I didn't know what that was, but
Yes.
you worked there, so you know.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, they had like 3, 4, 5. This one person had like 6 tennis shoes on top of their
I don't remember the
head.
story of who started
All right.
it. It started at one game and then it just became a thing.
Well, I wouldn't do that tonight, just saying. Didn't work out well last night. Here's our look at our Snook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. It is gorgeous. Oh, look at the blue water. It's so pretty when it's sunny at the coast. There's our Lincoln City camera. 42 degrees. All is calm. Just been clear in downtown Portland. Right now, 41. It gets another chilly morning. Some of you are in the 30s, especially as you head out the sunset into Washington County. This will be a day that sees some increase in cloud cover, but we're talking partly cloudy instead of clear this afternoon and no wind. Mid-50s to noon, 62 your expected high temperature. And it will be a dry day all areas. Basically, it continues to be just clear outside of any fog pockets in central and eastern areas. 58 in Baker City, the Dow 65. Gorge winds today west 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now, Astoria and up north, you might cloud over later today. Remember that there is that chance of just a touch of moisture coming in overnight tonight, either a trace or nothing. But basically, we are dry until rain comes in Saturday overnight. 62 today. Tomorrow is clouds and then sun. And then the opposite Saturday, probably start off with some sun, and then we cloud over 65. But the rain holds off until overnight into Sunday morning. Shower chances may or may not linger into Monday morning. I was showing a shower chance into Tuesday, but now it looks like Tuesday and Wednesday and probably Monday afternoon of next week are just simply dry. Well, outside of a few fog pockets, Chris, I've given up on my fog search.
It's been a pretty good morning out there. I did see one of those fog pockets moving around here. This is down in Tualatin. This is I-5 near Boone's Ferry Road. You can see the cars pushing northward up into that bank of foggy cloudiness. Over on the west side, I don't know if this is a traffic stop or a fender bender or something, but on the inbound Sunset out near Bethany Boulevard, traffic a little slow there. Not only because of that, but again, another morning where the sun is right in the driver's face coming inbound. So that's one of the things that anybody heading east is having to deal with. Here's the westbound I-84 commute. Slow and go, of course, from 82nd Avenue. Right now, that total trip in from Troutdale has jumped up to 36 minutes at last check. China?
Chris, thank you. Our top story here at 8:30, Judge Karen Immerget has extended her order to temporarily block the deployment of the National Guard to Portland.
The restraining order was set to expire tomorrow, but it will now stay in place for another 2 weeks. So we got that ruling yesterday, but we're still waiting for a ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. A 3-judge panel from the Ninth Circuit heard arguments last week about whether or not Judge Immerget's temporary restraining order should be allowed in the first place. If they decide to overturn her order, that would clear the way for the deployment of the National Guard to Portland to help protect the city's ICE facility. Now, we thought that decision would come pretty quickly last week, but there's been no update at all this week from that 3-judge panel.
And we spoke to a law professor at Willamette University who says not to worry, that the judges understand the urgency and public interest in the case, but it takes time to come to a decision.
Just like with trials, the Ninth Circuit, it's not obviously sometimes they have to issue a quick order, but normally it's very stately and everyone sort of thinks about it and takes their time. So there's tremendous pressure on this 3-judge panel to get a decision out, and not just a yes or no, but of course a written decision. And if there is going to be a dissent, in other words, if all 3 judges on that panel do not agree, then there's going to be a majority and a dissent.
So once the judges make their decision, that written order will appear on the court's website. After that, we'll likely see a flurry of legal filings. So during yesterday's hearing, Judge Immerget also set the stage for a 3-day trial later this month. The trial will focus on 2 issues here. Does President Trump have the authority to deploy the National Guard, and do his actions infringe on Oregon's state sovereignty? That trial is set to begin October 29th.
We also have an update this morning on a member of Portland's unprecedented brass band who federal officers arrested during a protest outside the ICE facility this past Sunday. Oriana Carroll is charged with assaulting federal officers. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Carroll interfered with another arrest, and then they say she kicked and bit an officer while she was being detained. Carroll's bandmates, though, paint a different picture. They say Carroll was playing the clarinet at the protest when the agent charged her and held her against a fence. Carroll is out of jail this morning, waiting for her next court appearance. Keep it right here on KGW for the latest surrounding Portland's ICE facility and the possible deployment of the National Guard. We'll bring you updates on KGW.com, on the KGW mobile app, and right here on KGW+.
Portland police are looking for a video that could help them figure out who shot and killed a woman in northwest Portland. Last Saturday morning, authorities discovered the body of Crystal Pendergraph in her car on Kearney Street. They're now asking anyone living or working between Northwest 19th and 24th and between Gleason and Petty Grove to upload surveillance video that they might have from between 5:50 and 6:30 that morning. Crime Stoppers of Oregon is also offering up to $2,500 for information leading to an arrest.
53-year-old Chad Westover has been found guilty of second-degree murder in the kitchen knife stabbing death of a local mail carrier. The deadly confrontation between Westover and Tristan Thomas happened last September at an apartment complex on Southeast Sunnyside Road. Westover's sentencing is set for next month.
An 18-year-old involved in a deadly crash on Savi Island that killed his 17-year-old passenger has avoided jail time. Aiden Hurd was sentenced to probation for driving a UTV that flipped, killing Ava Cruz. Hurd admitted to drinking alcohol before the crash and pleaded guilty to criminally negligent homicide. Ava's family later made a request for leniency and asked the judge for rehab over punishment.
As Ava's mother has stated repeatedly, and I want to encompass her own words, since the moment that this tragedy happened, Aiden Hurd has acted with honesty, accountability, and integrity and remorse and respect to their family.
Hurd's sentence includes 5 years probation, 400 hours of community service, and the permanent loss of his driver's license.
A cultural celebration coming up this weekend in Southeast Portland will bring together the members of a local tribe.
It's part of an event series that highlights Indigenous stories and Oregon's history through art and music. Corey Johnson has the details.
The Oregon Origins Project is launching its new season with a performance called Earth and Heart. And it marks the first time in generations that Nez Perce tribe culture bearers have gathered in Portland in decades, sharing language, music, and traditional stories that tie their heritage to Oregon's land. Oregon Origins works to bring artists and communities together through creative projects focused on heritage and belonging. Organizers of the event say the performance will feature songs and storytelling as part of a statewide effort to keep indigenous traditions alive and also rethink how tribal lines have been defined over time. Events like this help to shed light on the treaty lines made in 1855 and the effort toward inclusivity, since Nez Perce is technically considered an Idaho tribe rather than Oregon.
Typically, you know, when things are done with tribes, it's tribal Oregon centric, and it often cuts out us because of those false lines that really don't mean anything in terms of the culture and the way we relate to this landscape.
Now, the event will be held at Reed College on Saturday night at 6 p.m. It is pay what you can donations in order to get a ticket, but organizers of the event tell me that proceeds from those tickets will benefit Oregon Origins projects moving forward. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Corey Johnson. Meanwhile, we're getting ready for another event that's happening later this morning. It's the annual Great Shakeout. It's an event that helps people, remind them, that is, what to do during a major earthquake. So the 3 steps in this worldwide drill are drop, cover, and hold for 60 seconds. This year's Great Shakeout event is happening at exactly 10:16 this morning. You can learn more about it at shakeout.org.
All right, your time now is 8:39. Headed over to Chris McGinnis for a look at the traffic.
Yeah, guys, we are in the busiest part of our morning commute right now. Let's take you out to the west side. Another morning where the sun is right in the driver's face on that Highway 26 drive inbound. This is out near 217, and so that is one of the thickest of our commutes. 36 minutes now to get you from Hillsborough, 40 minutes from Wilsonville, from the Boone Bridge north to the Markham Bridge. Speaking of bridges, this doesn't look all that bad. It's the top deck of the Fremont Bridge. I'm pointing this out because this is, of course, one of your alternate routes to get around the Broadway Bridge closure. That was yesterday on my way home from work was the first day that I noticed maybe some extra traffic at an unusual time going over the Fremont Bridge. So just be aware, if you hadn't heard, the Broadway Bridge closed on Monday for 6 months. So the Fremont Bridge, the Steel Bridge, other Portland bridges, of course, will handle all those extra cars. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris.
All classes are hands-on, so I decided, hey, I'll try it. 6th grade, been hooked ever since, really.
Students in Clackamas County are getting a head start on a career in the trades. We're going to find out how they're doing that after this break. But first, we have a shopping deal. A shopping deal for who? A shopping deal for you.
Hey, this is a crazy statistic. Did you know that every single day in this country there are 1,700 burglaries? That's a break-in every single minute. So we're gonna try to keep you safe here. Our team is always looking for the best products to keep your family safe and save you money. We found it with Guard Dog. Couple of bundles here today I wanna show you. This is really easy. This one's called the Doorkeeper. You just stick it like this. We're gonna do this in real time so you see how easy it is. Kick it in. My producer Mike's on the other side playing the intruder. Try to get in, Mike. You can't get in. Mike's strong too. So that's one. This one is the Block Lock. Comes in the same bundle, and again, we're getting you 25% off of these today because we care about your safety. You put it right in like that. Then I want you to lock it in. Try to get in again. You can't get in. So again, this is great for Airbnbs, hotels, your kid's dorm room. Then there's a second bundle. This little wedge alarm, really cool because it wakes everybody up. If you're in trouble, you put it right under your door when you go to sleep. Mike, try to come in. Boom. It actually stops the door from opening, and that's a loud noise. That wakes you up and tells everybody else you're in trouble. Plus, that bundle comes with, cover your ears, I'm sorry, an air horn in case you're ever in any trouble. Maybe if you want to go to a football game and you want to be annoying. Anyway, 25% off these bundles. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
we have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
In Clackamas County, the Oregon City School District has found a way to kickstart kids' trade careers.
Yeah, the unique program they set up is designed to help students, but there's also a benefit to the greater community. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz has the details.
Well, these are kids that are going to be welders, plumbers, mechanics in the near future, and some of them already have a lot of experience already under their belt. Under this program, Oregon City students have a pipeline to apprenticeship opportunities as well. They can also become OSHA certified. What that means is basically they're trained to understand the safety hazards of careers in places like welding careers in the future. Some students, like Elijah McFarland, already have hundreds of hours of welding experience under their belt. That experience is a great jumping off point to getting a job right out of high school.
I go into the industry at 18, 19, and I'll have more hours and more time than people have been in the industry for 10 years.
McFarland plans to get an associate's degree in mechanical engineering before he even finishes high school. He's a junior right now. It's a game plan many kids at the Clackamas Academy of Industrial Sciences could follow. And Oregon City School District says, look, this is a model that's working, and they plan to expand it to other skills outside of welding and plumbing and things of that nature as well. They say not only is this a great benefit to our kids, but also to Clackamas County as a whole. Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
All right, from Thomas Schultz, we move it over to Rod Hill.
Yeah.
Rod is a tradesman of sorts. His trade, the weather.
Oh, thank you. My wife will tell you, man, I can't hammer a nail into the wall.
My ex-wife will tell you that, and that's part of the reason. Never mind. I'm just not that handy. It was a little frustrating to the missus.
I'm not either. Thank goodness my wife's father, Grandpa Kim, by golly, he can do anything. Here we have clouds up off to our northwest. These are the clouds that will be coming in tonight that may or may not bring us a sprinkle or a trace of rain. Other than that, we're dry until Saturday night. So basically, we're dry until Saturday night. We are waking up and getting going with a lot of sun. It turns out we only had a couple of fog pockets, really statewide. Sun River's had some fog this morning. We've had the fog along the Columbia River into North Portland coming in from Vancouver, and that's been about it. So most of us are looking at this blue sky. Certainly that's the case up on the mountain. Mount Hood, still pretty with our snow from last Sunday, 39. And by the way, with the rain coming in this Saturday night into Sunday again, the snow level will be 5,000 down to about 4,500 feet like last week. And I would think Timberline and Meadows both will get 6 inches or more of fresh snow. So if you want to go up and play in the snow Sunday for your weekend plans, you know, that should be a good plan. This is beautiful because, of course, our gorgeous Capitol building and the blue sky and the fall foliage. 39 degrees, our live camera in Salem. Here is that one fog pocket we've been finding. There's the pier from the Vancouver waterfront looking from the springs to the waterfront. And we're back to barely being able to see the interstate bridge. In fact, if you didn't know it was there, you probably wouldn't know it was there. So this, I believe, breaks up once you get past the Delta Park area, and it is clear coming into downtown Portland itself this morning for commuters. 39 Salem, 41 Portland, 37 Kelso, 39 Bend, 20s out in Baker City and Burns. Let's take a look at our movie, shall we? Here's basically the sun this morning that we're starting off with, just a couple foggy spots. That's increasing cloudiness, not clouding over here in the valley, but partly cloudy this afternoon instead of clear. Still a really nice day. Might eventually just become overcast up in Clatsop County. Then we have that chance of a trace of moisture overnight or a sprinkle, basically dry. Here are the clouds tomorrow morning, but then in the afternoon we get sunshine. It looks like we'll start off Saturday with some sun and then cloud over. By late Saturday going into the evening, some showers up here to the northern areas of our viewing territory. And then the rain basically comes in for all of us overnight Saturday and Sunday morning. Weather models still show about an inch potentially at the coast and more like a half of an inch on average in the valley. 7-day forecast number 62 today, 63 tomorrow, 65 Saturday. Again, basically dry. And then the rain Sunday, lingering shower chance only into Monday morning at this point. After that, looks like we go back on another dry run. It is birthday time. All right, let's throw our party for Matthew. Got the football in hand. There you go. Duck, Beaver, Wazoo, UW recruiters. Take a look at Matthew. 2 today. Happy birthday. All right, and then Claire, 16. That's always a big birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a really fun day. And that is our list. Birthdays at KGW.com, and we will celebrate with you. Here's Chris.
Okay, Rod, let's take you down to Tualatin. Here's that I-5 drive northbound. Still needs some help here. Lots of cars trying to work their way north from Tualatin up towards Tigard and eventually into downtown Portland. That trip in from Wilsonville at last report, well, we'll show you that in a second. That's one of our busier stretches. Also, Highway 26 again, the sun right in the driver's face coming in from the Cedar Hills. So that trip in from Hillsborough is about 36 minutes now. Brookwood Parkway to downtown. As I mentioned, I-5 from Wilsonville just shy of 40 minutes at last check. We'll be right back.
Before we go, though, a quick word about our KGW Great Toy Drive. Right now is the time to sign up to help us collect toys this year. So we're looking for local businesses to get on board, local organizations. If you're throwing a holiday party, you could collect toys for us. Go to kgw.com/toy, and when you sign up, we will send you the official Great Toy Drive collection kit.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
In a wrap of our top stories this morning, Portland City Councilors approved 2 measures they say were designed to protect residents from immigration officers. One proposal denounces President Trump's attempts to deploy federal troops. The second codifies Portland as a sanctuary city. 135 legacy health workers voted to authorize a strike. The group includes physician associates, nurse practitioners, and clinical nurse specialists. The union says workers often perform underpaid tasks that are essential to patient care. Legacy Health told KGW that they will continue to engage in good faith bargaining with the union and the group. Now, this comes as roughly 4,000 local workers at Kaiser Permanente walked off the job on Tuesday. The annual Great Shakeout is happening later this morning to help remind people what to do during a major earthquake. The 3 steps in this worldwide drill are called drop, cover, and hold for 60 seconds. Again, this year's drill is set for today at 10:16 a.m.
And fog lovers, get going and take a small or a large stroll rather across the interstate bridge, because that's where it's foggy along the Columbia. Outside of that, we are mainly just sunny. We'll be partly cloudy, all dry today. Light winds, a high of 62, still tracking rain Saturday overnight and Sunday.
And still tracking the thickest part of our morning commute. There's one of the spots that's pretty slow. I-5 through Tualatin northbound, of course, on the left-hand side of your screen. That's moving up into, Tigard and downtown Portland. There's a look at Highway 26 as well. Got the sun right in your face there. 34 minutes sketching from Hillsboro, the
There you
other
go.
side of town. The
There
other,
you go.
the other. And 35 minutes gets you in from Troutdale right now on Interstate 84.
Good morning, Washington County. All right, before we go, how about this story? Scientists may have discovered the truth about what became known as Chicago's sidewalk rat hole. The animal-shaped imprint of what was assumed to be a rat went viral last year, and people traveled from far and wide to see it in person.
Really?
Yeah, but it turns out, Rod and Chris and China, that name was misleading. Researchers analyzed the imprint. They got into it, and they found that it was actually left by a squirrel.
That would be my guess.
Isn't that just a furry rat?
It's very Ice Age, if you've seen that movie.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
I thought it was a fossil.
Well, here we go.
What kind of money did they spend on this little project?
No, I'm sure millions. They guessed that the squirrel probably fell out of a tree and onto the wet concrete, and so there you go. Not a rat. They believe it was a squirrel.
I wonder if he's still alive.
He got away. He's out there anymore.
Yeah,
right? So-
it was. Yeah, it wasn't the remains of. It was the imprint of
I know,
the
but
squirrel.
like, squiggling out. His name was Harry.
You think so?
I think
Harry the
so.
squirrel.
Harry the squirrel.
All right. Well,
The
that's
dumb squirrel.
And that's the story of Harry the squirrel. And that does it for your Sunrise Show.
Thank goodness.
You out of breath, Chris? You all done? It is a long show these days, 4 hours strong. Of course, the last 2 hours can only be seen here on KGW Plus.
Sadly, you made that squirrel story memorable. That's the one story I will remember from today's newscast.
Oh, I guess I'm going to say you're
Squirrel!
Squirrel! I'm going to say you're welcome, Rod. Okay. Enjoy that memory for the rest of your day. Oh, another live look from T-Mobile Park in Seattle. You know what's happening there tonight. Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. The Mariners need 2 more wins, and they can get those 2 wins at home if they win tonight and again tomorrow. 2 more wins to get to the World Series.